So I really thought that I wasn't going to have to make another video about this situation, but something has been brought up that is very damning regarding MrBeast, and we're talking about people being on the S offenders list. I had to do a little bit of censoring there just because I know how YouTube is when it comes down to this stuff, but yeah, I'm not joking. This is not clickbait. This is very serious, and it came from the recent Dogpack 404 video. So just to start this off, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a Cliff Notes version of the Dogpack 404 video. I'm not going to go into depth about everything that was discussed during this video, as I really don't think it has the most importance compared to what we're talking about today. But if you guys remember, Dogpack 404 is an ex-MrBeast employee and has decided to come out and whistleblow, in which in his first video he exposed MrBeast for faking his videos, deceptive marketing practices, and he alleged that MrBeast was doing illegal lotteries and illegal gambling. If you guys want to go check out his video, you can easily find his channel here on YouTube if you would like to watch the whole thing. If you would like to hear what I have to say about it, I made videos about it going over it. But yeah, that was essentially it for the first video. Now the second video, which premiered last night and had around 100,000 people watching it at the time of premiering, Dogpack for a main majority of the video interviews another former MrBeast employee who went over his experience and how he was treated, and then he gets on to this point where he's talking about the company and about how apparently a offender, this is where it takes a dark turn by the way, a offender was allegedly working for MrBeast on the MrBeast team back in 2018. Now don't get me wrong here, alright? When I use the word allegedly, those are not just like my personal thoughts, and it's not me defending MrBeast, because honestly the way that I feel about this and what I have already seen, like this seems like it was real, but just for the sake of me not wanting to get sued, I'm not gonna like 100% say that this is true and then it ends up somehow not being true, or something else happened or was. And if this actually happens to be true, this brings up so many more questions about MrBeast's company, about Jake the Viking, and other people who knew about this but just decided, hey, whatever, despite MrBeast even being in 2018, a channel in which the main demographic is literally children. So yeah, I guess without further ado, let's get into the stuff that has recently came out, because it is especially damning if it is true. Once again, not trying to get sued. So yesterday, like I was talking about, that Dogpack 404 video came out, and in this one specific point in the video in the middle, it has been brought up that a sex offender had worked for MrBeast and was in videos, and every video that this guy was in, he for whatever reason was always wearing a mask for some reason, as if he was trying to cover up his face. And given what has came out, I think you can kind of connect the dots together on why they would cover up his face.
He'll be in videos, he'll be in thumbnails, he'll be around, and whenever he is, he's wearing a mask. Why would you wear a mask? Why would you conceal your face? It's like, what are you concealing? That you are a registered sex offender? And that your face could be looked up on a thing? How much more can you literally cover up a sex offender with a physical mask? Like, do I have to, is it more on the nose, or? I don't know why they let him go, because
now if this is the case and Jimmy happened to know that this guy was allegedly a registered offender, that brings up so many more questions. It honestly does. And the fact that he was able to be on a MrBeast video and he was allowed to wear a mask and conceal himself, I mean, him being in the video in the first place is already an issue, but the fact that he was able to conceal his identity using a mask on the videos, or even just in the first place, I mean, why the hell, if this guy is registered, why the hell was he in a MrBeast video? Like, I honestly want to hear an answer from MrBeast about this if this actually turns out to be 100% true. Once again, not trying to get sued. From everything that I'm seeing right now, MrBeast really needs to respond. MrBeast really hired a sex offender pedo as a manager for MrBeast Studios, and they all knew about it and even had a nickname for him called Delaware, because he's not allowed to be close to a Delaware. This is looking very fucking bad, and now they're trying to cover it up. I mean, I'll be totally honest with you, the video that this guy appears in has not been taken down yet, but I mean, after this stuff is coming out, really wouldn't be surprised if they started doing some damage control.
We got clearance from our brother and our husband, so we should be good. We're going to destroy everything in this house and then replace it with new, better, more expensive things. Basically give her a home makeover. Yeah.
Oh my
and
God,
surprise her. Like, what? Your wife's in Connecticut. This is actually perfect. What if we literally trashed everything again and then we replaced the house?
Because it's looking really bad in MrBeast land. Really wouldn't want to be a resident there right now. Literally, the offender from the MrBeast video, same nose and everything. Oh my fucking god. And then as you guys can see right here, there is a public record in which it looks like this is from the offender registry for North Carolina. And then this is where it takes a really dark turn. I mean, despite the fact that, this guy's on the offender registry. If we look down in the conviction report here, it says offense number 1. It looks like the offense happened on August 20th, 2004, and he was convicted on April 21st, 2010. And it looks like the offense happened out of state, as you guys can see right here. And then I really shouldn't have to tell you what is wrong, because this is fucking disgusting, bro. Blank 4th degree, blank intercourse, victim less than blank years old, victim's age 11, offender's age 16. Like, dude, honestly, what the fuck? Now, I really don't know all of the details to this, but bro, really? You're telling me this guy did this to somebody of that age and he somehow got onto a MrBeast video? Now, once again, if this happens to not be true, like, I'm sorry, but this looks like it's very true. And if this is the case, MrBeast really needs to fucking answer, because there's just no way that you don't know that this guy who was working for you just happens to have done some really fucking, like, disgusting and vile shit that still happens to be on their record when they were 2 years away from being a legal adult. Like, this is unexcusable. It really is. And if everything happens to be true, I'll say it again, MrBeast honestly needs to be canceled. Now, just for a little bit of clarification here, because I don't think I've said this before, but this guy is allegedly Jake the Viking's brother, and I would also love to hear a response from him too, because this is a really huge allegation, and if it's true, I think all of them deserve to have their careers ruined. But it looks like Keemstar from Drama Alert put out this tweet because it looks like he found some tweets from Kris Tyson, who happened to be talking about this. Keem says, "Kris Tyson was right?" ? And then he provides a screenshot of Ava Tyson saying, "Never ask Jake how he protected his kid or his family from his bro-in-law." This person responded and said, "Low blow. Thought we weren't talking about kids." Kris responds and says, "Who you keep in your company describes a lot about you." And then he shows the conviction that we just went over, and this is honestly huge. This is a huge fucking bombshell, bro. Because if you guys remember Dogpack's original video, he was talking about Kris Tyson and their relationship with the company and about how they know too much, and it looks like this could be what they know too much about, on top of other things, if there are other things that still need to come out. Like, this is crazy, and this statement alone here, where Kris says, "Who you keep in your company describes a lot about you," suggests that Kris could be talking about MrBeast here, and most likely is. So this is huge, honestly. Now, I'm not saying this is 100% true, but I find this to be really weird that even Kris Tyson has talked about this once, and I'm really surprised it did not bring up any red flags. Now, besides that, I would really love to hear a response from MrBeast, and I would really love to hear a response from Jake, because yeah, this is pretty bad. Now, just because we have a little bit more time here, I want to go to Twitter and see what they have to say about this. So yeah, without further ado, let's go take a look. Can someone tell MrBeast that fair use exists and can't just falsely strike and terminate a channel? Why is MrBeast threatening Dogpack 404 when he's transforming the content being used under fair use? Well, yeah, I saw this going around Twitter yesterday because I really was not watching the premiere, at least not when it was live. I saw this going around and I highly doubt that this is MrBeast, despite there being a check mark. If you know anything about me and some of the stuff that I covered in the past, I've talked about channels that literally impersonate MrBeast, and there's like this weird loophole where you can get a check mark using anyone's name. Like, if you use similar looking characters, but they're not exactly the same characters, because if you try changing your name to MrBeast on YouTube, like, it's just not physically possible unless you're MrBeast. Like, they literally do not allow people to do that. Like, they protect MrBeast and make sure that, you know, you can't like name yourself MrBeast. Like, trust me, go try it for yourself. But yeah, upon further review, from what I've heard, this channel is not MrBeast and has around 100-something thousand subscribers. So yeah, exactly what I've talked about in the past on my second channel. People will actually get the check mark using MrBeast's name somehow. This is an actual picture of MrBeast. Yeah, honestly, everything is just crumbling to the ground around him. And it's just such a crazy thing to watch. It really is. It looks like we have a follow-up tweet here that says, "Some people have been saying, no, they're not the same. Here is something more to help you out. In second photo, DE in the out-of-state statute typically stands for Delaware. I mean, yeah, that is the state abbreviation, which is literally his nickname. All of this lines up, and then they show an extra picture of the guy who was in the video and the guy who was in the mugshots. So yeah, honestly, I think with that all being said, I'm going to be wrapping up the video right there. If this does happen to be true, like 100% true, I don't see MrBeast coming back from this, nor do I believe he should be coming back from this. This brings up many more questions, like did the team know that this guy was allegedly a sex offender? If so, why did they hire him and platform him in front of a channel that literally has the main demographic being little ass kids? Like if it's true, it's fucked, and it's Jover. Now if you happen to enjoy the video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, because doing so will help promote the video more in the algorithm. Thank you guys so much for being a member to the channel. Your support really means the world to me, and I really do appreciate it. My name is Breone, and I will see you in my next video. Peace!